Hello, testing, testing. I don't know if anybody's here, but my entire screen is for the world to just enjoy. If somebody's there, say what's up in the chat. I've got no idea how the audio sounds, or if I'm just talking to myself right now. But if you're listening, we're about to start some cool sketches in a few moments. Let's see who's around first. We're 2 minutes in, I'm a little bit late. I wish there was a way for me to put my face on the camera too. Next time. Not this time, but next time. So if I minimize this, let's see what happens. Do you guys actually see my screen? Or do we have a delay? I think we've got a delay. If somebody's in the chat, say what's up. I kind of want to take this chat window, move this out of the way because I think it's recording. I wonder what screen. For anybody who's wondering, I'm drawing and using a laptop with 2 screens right now. And I think right now it's taking a look at the first screen and not the second screen. That's not fun. Okay, so we're gonna do some edits here, swap a few things around for a second. I want you guys to see not this screen, but the other one. Let's do something for a second. Display. What if we did this? We're going to do that. Display capture. We're going to try to go to what if. I don't think it's happening. So much for state-of-the-art technology. You've got two screens, but it's only going to show one right now. Or, wait, boy, take a look at that. I spoke too soon. We've got Inception going on right now. We're going to get that out of here. Put that there. Put this here. Wait. We're getting close, guys. We've almost got breakthrough. Yeah. Display port number 2. And then, drum roll. Oh boy, take a look at that. All right. So, I'm going to grab my drawing pin, a few more tools like my low latency haptic feedback glove, and type a few messages over here to the ether to see who's around, if anybody. If you're tuning in right now, say something in the chat. I'd be happy to see you. All right. Got our stylus right there. All right, let's see what we could do. Make sure that we're actually recording this. Yeah, okay. We've got the mic audio being received, desktop audio. Okay. Yeah, I think we're in business. Just one last trick. Guys, that requires a cell phone. Step away for 1 second. Get that pulled out and pulled up. This way, you've got the chat on both the computer and the phone. For anybody who's tuning in, welcome. Welcome. Sorry about the noise. This is the first Creative Animus live stream, and my first live stream from, well, anything. Yo, take a look at that. Brandon Russell, what's going on, man? Here is where I'm hiding. I'm hiding out in a remote location somewhere in Europe. How are you doing, buddy? Switching this over to the other screen here too. So I can keep tabs on who's saying what. Brandon, since you're in here, here's the 411. I am in the process of getting some sketch work done for more world building content for the channel, and of course for the book. And in doing so, I decided to host this little sketch party right now. See if I can do something. Bada bing. We're missing something important right now. We're missing layers. You can't sketch in Sketchbook Pro without having your layers visible. Yeah, man. Daily grind, work. Totally get it. Hope everything's treating you well. Delta, etc. and life over there. But yeah, this is a great opportunity to check out the channel. I think there are a few things going a little bonkers right now with the stream. So I'm gonna shut down the program. Not the stream, but the program, then start this back up again. But yeah, ask away. Tell me. What are your questions? What are you thinking about, man? How's life? How's a life update? I found the layers. The secret layers. Necessary for the most basic of sketch work to be done. I feel like Indiana Jones right now for Autodesk Sketchbook Pro. It's a pretty good feeling. All right. For anybody wondering right now, I'm working on new artwork per the request of the channel, which has specifically asked for any new concept art on what the races and characters look like in my futuristic fantasy novel, Kinix. And right now, I'm working on illustrating one of the several variants of humans. There are 3 species, this is one of them, and that's what we're looking at right now. Just some concept art on what are called no.1. Let's see, Brandon, I'm checking out your message right now. Phone call. Oh. Yeah, we'll definitely catch up to more about that off the stream. Yeah, man. You know, on a related topic to phone calls, reaching the US from Spain, actually reaching the US from outside of the US, just with any sort of basic phone line, it's kind of like trying to make contact with Mars. There's no way for me to communicate with people unless I'm using, like Discord or WhatsApp or things like that, which in this case, WhatsApp has been kind of easier. But yeah, we'll definitely catch up on the other topics too. It sounds like a lot's kind of happened since the last time you and I have spoken. So. Are you on your break at work right now? And for everybody else watching, if anybody else is, what I'm doing right now is I'm just trying to organize my layers. It's when you're working in Sketchbook Pro, when you're working in a lot of programs like Photoshop or Sketchbook and you're getting artwork done, it's very easy to keep everything kind of stuck on one layer. But if you're really trying to get those, nitty-gritty detailed edits done, it's really convenient to have multiple layers to work off of. This way you can erase something on top without erasing something on the bottom, say for instance. And in this case, I've got so many layers. And it's very easy to get lost in which one is what. And so, hence the organizing, that's what I was doing a second ago. All right, also, yeah, it says, I'm reading your message, it says I'm a little quiet. Oh, and you can barely hear me. All right, Brandon, yeah, that is worth investigating. And we are going to take a look right now at my settings. Let's see, got the mic auxiliary set to here. I wonder, it's set to max. But what if I did this? Okay, Brandon, if you could be my chaperone, if you will, for this, tell me how that sounds now. I'm experimenting with audio settings and all of that. I just increased it by 2 decibels. I hope that's a lot, or, well, considerable anyway. I've got no idea. But if that works, if it's done anything, let me know. If it's still quiet, if you can't really tell any difference, then let me know too. That way I can kind of get this figured out. It's a bummer though. Let's see if that solved it. Just in case you can't hear me, I'll do this the old-fashioned way. All right. And we are back to sketch work. Let's see. A little bit of an echo, all right. Not bad enough that you can't understand me. If I had to guess, would be the room that you're in. Yeah, you would guess correctly. Yeah, there is an echo in here, isn't there? Anyway, yeah, I'm in a room with a decent echo. I wonder, give me a second. I don't know if that's going to dissipate anything, but I think it might a little bit. We'll see. The house that I'm in, it's this very rustic Spanish home, basically. And it looks like it's straight from 1930, I would say, with a few renovations, but lots of echoes, for sure. Lots of echoes. The fun thing about Sketchbook Pro is, unlike traditional paper, you could do stuff like this. You can move pre-existing features or things that you've illustrated around in ways that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. So if I want to raise this guy's eyebrow a bit, guess what? Instead of completely starting over and erasing, if I really wanted to, I could just move it up a little bit like this. Figures. This guy doesn't have a name, but his features are very representative of that of the no.1 species of human, which you'll see in the book. And Novo are one of three species. They are the druid equivalents for those of you who are familiar with any sort of Dungeons and Dragons terminology or just, kind of typical fantasy lore in that regard. And so they've got some shape shifting capabilities, in particular because um, their DNA enables them to inherit traits from other animal species and things of that nature. Um, I'm going to take a phone call. One second. A WhatsApp call. Let's see. Aşkım, selam. Evet canım. Hayır, çok teşekkürler ama şu an biraz meşgulüm. Uh, I'm doing the YouTube stream right now. You're live on YouTube. Okay. I'm okay. I'm okay, John. Okay. Okay. Bye. For anybody else listening, yeah, I promise I also speak English. It's my first language. Um, but yeah, that was my girlfriend. She was checking in, asking if I want to get some food, and did not know I was in the middle of streaming. How negligent! What a foolhardy mistake, potentially. Nonetheless, I don't think we'll have too many more phone calls coming in. Joking, she's really sweet. But yeah, back to what I was talking about before. So these are Novo. They are one of the human species. And Brandon, I did not see that message. Let me read it. Let's see. Dude, yes. Yeah, man. Yeah, it's you're trying to, you're Apollo 13 out here. You're just trying to make contact to home soil, and Data's like, nope. I don't know who you think you are. That area code's not American. Can't call up in here like that. Anyway, no, my data plan actually um, didn't have the international coverage I needed, as well as the fact that my SIM card, my US SIM card, got lost in Morocco. I knew that was going to happen. I just had a gut feeling. But, it's so small, they're so tiny sometimes. Anyway, long story short, I don't have that. I need to get a new one when I come back to the States, and that is part of the plan. Brandon, how's life in Atlanta? Are the roads still crazy? Have they gotten crazier? I haven't driven my car in 2 months. I haven't driven a car in 2 months, excuse me. So I am a little nervous, a little shaken in my boots when I get back over there, because I know I'm going to need a parking lot to practice in before I jump back onto 400. We're about I can't do math right now. We're 23 minutes in, and I don't think I shared the actual link to the live stream itself. I shared the link to the Facebook page, but not to the live stream. So I wonder in my little curiosity if there's a way to do such a thing. Might be too much work. I think you guys will find it, hopefully. Okay, back to messages. Let's check these chats. Catherine got out vending machine. Oh. Yeah? She got a SIM card out of a vending machine? Actually, now that you mentioned it, you're right. There is a way to do such a thing. Um, as a matter of fact, yeah, they had a lot of those in Morocco. The card that I'm using is actually a Vodafone card. Um, that one is registered for here in Spain. Um, but yeah, it really caught me off guard. It's like, what is that? Is that a SIM card in a vending machine? But yeah, no, that's really cool. I didn't tell you about Morocco, by the way. I think you've probably seen a few pictures on social media, Brandon, but it was, oh my goodness, it was amazing. It's really beautiful. Same thing with Spain as well too. I've really only been here in Oviedo so far, but I mean, technically Madrid, I guess, to get out of the airport and all that, but still, um, absolutely beautiful in terms of architecture and just everything else here. Food is amazing, second to none. All right, so with our Novo guy right here, I think we've got enough detail right now, at least for the basic features, to where I can really start detailing, um, the really desirable lines on top of this kind of you know outline sketch, so to speak. I guess you could say it's kind of like a mid-fi outline sketch, but regardless, um, something that's really beneficial to work with in my process. And so what I'm going to do, take all these guys over here, put all these guys inside of here, close that guy. Wait, no, I lied. I'm going to open this because we're missing something. Yeah. I'm going to get rid of that a little bit. Just, like the hair is a little too short. Like I kind of like the anime spikiness of that ghost outline right there. All right, guys, I've spoken too soon. We're gonna give this guy a little bit of extra volume back there. Let's see. So let's go back. Dude, how was Godzilla times Kong? Or sorry, versus Kong times Kong. I'm not X Kong. I heard some good things about the movie. I'm curious to get your thoughts. Um, Funny that you mentioned that topic as well. I recently rewatched Shin Godzilla, um, and made Rukin watch it as well too. And I know it's a very controversial pick in the Godzilla franchise, but it's always kind of had a strange, special place in my heart that I wanted to share. But anyway, back to my question about Godzilla times Kong. What do you think about it? All right, I'm gonna take a second, check to see if these messages are reaching anyone here. Guys, I'm just checking IG for a quick second to see if my YouTube link actually works for the stream. Strangely enough, it doesn't. At least on my personal um, account. We're gonna fix that. We're gonna take a quick, just a quick intermission. Gonna put the intermission sign on here for a second. Let's see. We're just gonna say quick to fix that? Okay. We're going to add a link. We're going to say, paste that YouTube channel right there. To the stream. Okay. Yeah. So, and we're just gonna 1, 2. And finally, and all right. Let's see. I think this intermission is just about done. And checking the Facebook side. I think that works. Then, man, I have to say, like, content management and social media management is it's a full-time job, that's for sure. Oh yeah, it's definitely a full-time job. Because for some reason, the original didn't actually share. Brand, I think you sent me a message, and I promise I'm going to check that in just a moment. All right, we're back. Very Showa era-y. That's nice. Okay, that's good. That's good. I heard that overall it was a really, kind of enjoyable film, but mostly from the perspective of like how can I say, you're not watching it for the in-depth story, if that makes any sense, at least from what I've been told. But you're more so watching it to see, giant monsters fight each other. I guess, very similar to the Showa era, like you're talking about. So that's cool. That's cool. Glad to hear it. I think I'll be back in the States in 2 weeks. Actually, a little less than 2 weeks. Like a week and a half. So we definitely have to make some time and catch up. I do get back. I think that's better, guys. I think that fits the style I more so envisioned for this particular bust. Yeah, that feels about right. Okay. Now it's time for the details. Let's take a look here. what do I want to do to really bring this some more life? I think, given the nature of this particular sketch and the following sketches to come after it, this one doesn't really need to be as clean edge as my kind of official concept art for Volume 1, as well as official story art in this case. This is more so, I would say that this is kind of meant to be concept art in its purest sense, maybe from a bit more of a expressionistic sense as well. So, when you're watching me sketch, you're probably not going to see me put in as much effort into cleaning things up, if that makes any sense, for this one. But for future live streams and sketches like this, there's a possibility. I will say it's one of the more tedious things to do in my artwork. But at times, the result is definitely worth it, I would say. I mean, I hope so, at least. In my mind, it is, at least to try to get my ideas out into reality. But yeah. For anybody else who is hopping in, welcome. Brandon, if I'm still talking to you, well, hello again, because I'm not looking at who has joined and who has not. It's very difficult sometimes to, at least for me, to be social and to try to make brand new art, unless I already know like what it is I'm going to draw, which in this case, we've got part of that working in my favor, I'd say. One of the main things that I'm going to work on this particular layer, in contrast to what was done on the previous, is going to be the inclusion of shadows. Shadows, sketch marks for all of them, etc. And yeah, that's going to really give this a bit more depth, three-dimensionality, and that's definitely going to be necessary for the thumbnail that I'm looking to create with these, the YouTube thumbnail, I mean, for hopefully this weekend. Plans to make a new video in response to what the channel, the subscribers have been asking for, which, as I mentioned earlier, is going to be in relationship to the races, the characters of the world of Kinix, of not only Volume 1, but also just the world itself, which is a very fun topic to cover as an author and as a illustrator of a novel. Nice. Yeah, Brandon, I just looked at your message. You know, something really weird that I saw on my channel recently, I was taking a look at some of the um, like analytics and the search terms for what people are searching for. Some of them I won't mention on this, but others were, what was it, like audio ASMR. I don't, Brandon, I didn't know that my voice had any sort of quality as such. I don't know if I should be flattered or if I should be concerned. I'll try not to think about it too much. It might keep me up longer than I'd like to at night. We'll see. I'm gonna take it as a compliment for now. What do you think? I'm gonna put this on pause and I'm gonna start filling in those details I mentioned for the kind of shadow work that I was talking about. So we have some areas underneath of the eyes, right about here, where I want those shadows to really be placed. As such, it's a very sophisticated technique that I'll talk about, which basically looks a little bit like this. We're just going to put there. Yeah, brilliant. Next, we're going to use some reductive techniques to really carve this out into the shape that we want, with reduction instead of addition in this case. So don't want it to be super pronounced, not overly pronounced. I think a good balance is going to be something like this, where we got the eyelashes coming through, like that. I just saw your message, Brandon. Thank you. Okay, so we've got this one little area here. Probably have another that's going to come right around the bridge of the nose. And I think, let's just see how we might get this time. I think it's going to be a little bit like this. It's going to come up like that a little bit, and then bend back. Yeah. And so from there, we also use another sophisticated method of just a little bit this, and a little bit that. Just like that. And then from there, we are going to also do some reduction methods here. Kind of like this. 1, 2. I think a basic shape, like a rhombus actually, might serve better in regards to what I'm trying to do. So I'm going to keep that just like this. And I'll come back to adding some more of those details later. If we've got our light source, let's just say it's coming from like this. No, that's not very clear. Let's say it's coming from this area over here. And by that area, I mean projecting onto his face like this. Then, you know, I want this to be kind of like soft light, not hard light. So in doing so, one side's going to have a little bit more shadow detail than the other. And, you know, in this case, I think what we can do is probably add a little bit of shade work. Not too much, just a little bit over here. Again, not because that light is super bright. We're talking about very ambient additions of lighting to where it's almost like, you know, it's not so much in your face. If it were spread out at a distance, you're looking at this from afar, you're still going to have some shadows present here. Kind of looks like that, right? I mean, to your point, Brandon, if it were like, you know, spooky stories, camp ghost light, ghost camp, I can't get the word. Anyway, ghost stories being told, you're right, it would actually be a bit like this. Which, to your point, I mean, you know, it very, very much kind of looks like it would resemble that. Except I think it would be a little inverse in some areas. But yeah, you know, very, very close to it. I think actually, if we, anyway, I'm going to sidetracked. But great observation, great call out. Very, very spooky stories vibe so far. Teeny tiny bit of detail there. Not so much, just a tiny amount. I don't know why that one came in so dark. Let's try that a little bit lighter. Oh, wait, not happy with that. That's better. Okay. Yeah, let's see. I'm seeing some of the views increase on this video. So for anybody who's hopping in, welcome, welcome. Many greetings. I'm trying to figure out what type of lighting I want on this guy's face exactly. Let's try something. I'm just going to do a comparison. Let's max that up. I think that's okay. Yeah, I think that feels about right. We're going to bring him back down a little bit. Ooh, is that so? Looks like my automatic backlight was turned off because my keyboard battery is low. Yes, no.1. Well, that's no problem. I'll just keep my eyes open on that. But yeah, if it gets a little too hairy for things, then I will have to make some modifications on the stream, plug in my laptop, and go from there. But shouldn't be anything too crazy in that regard. All right, so we've got some details on the face. The next thing I want to do is to try to put some things around the horns here. For those of you wondering, yeah, these are actual horns. I wanted this particular Novo to have some features that seem as though they were inspired by perhaps a ram or some sort of you know, bovine creature. And so we're going to see a few kind of allusions to things here, including the ram horns that we see. You know, the teeth are a bit more carnivorous in appearance, but that's also not uncommon for Novo. Specifically, I'm talking about the fact that they normally have more than one kind of source of their DNA expression, and so it's very likely that this one's also comes from another animal. I should probably talk about the biodiversity just very briefly about what's existent in the world of Animus and the story of Kinix. Um, so most of the wildlife is completely original. I mean, you will see some things every once in a while, like you'll see your dog, you'll see your, familiar, maybe, I don't know, cat and things of that nature. But yeah, a lot of the creatures are original body plans, things of that nature. And I can't talk. For the ones that are familiar, you'll see some interesting differences that have been made with them. Anything from the size of them being increased drastically or things of that nature. But more to come, more to explore as you take a look at my channel and the book, which, by the way, book one is almost done. It's really close, guys. As of yesterday, I got to writing most of chapter 17. My bad, starting chapter 17, completing 16. Out of what should be a total of about 22 chapters, I believe. So, if you're looking for a nice adventure to partake in, I would say that Volume 1 of Kinix the Air of Water, is definitely an adventure worth exploring. I should probably preface that by saying that even though the title is officially copywritten, I can't talk. Title is copywritten, it's not officially published yet. And to your question, Brandon, I wonder, I was working on several stories back in college. I was working on several projects. Kinix was one of them, which I actually started as way back as middle school. I just don't know if that's the one that I showed to you because I was working on something else at the time. It was more of a sci-fi kind of story that I was experimenting with. But yes, I was doing some work on Kinix back in the day. So I'll have to verify for you whether or not that's the same one, but it might have been. To your questions, Brandon, this story in particular, it's much more high fantasy. It's futuristic high fantasy, where it's not uncommon to bump into various forms of like mecha inspirations and things of that nature and different things, but it's much more kind of focused on magic, and I guess actually there is a lot of technology focused in this too, but high fantasy story, modern fantasy. You could probably compare it to other things similar to, I would say, various renditions of Final Fantasy. Maybe you can compare it to Final Fantasy, let me see. Setting wise, maybe 13 and 7 in a weird way. What other popular titles can relate this to? Very colorful, but I can't think of too many more at the moment. Let's see, how do I want to do this? Just like that. Bada bing, and savor that. Now it's time to cut this into a basic shape. Son, boy, is that a Devon Williams? Just what do you think you are doing strolling up in here? Welcome. No, welcome, son. Welcome. And yeah, sorry about the mic. I've been told that sounds like there's an echo in here, and that probably is because there is an echo in here. I need to figure out the proper mic settings on this for sure next time I go live. How bad is it, would you say, Devon? Or Brandon, for that matter too. Like, if things have gotten worse, if it's difficult to hear me. Okay. Devon, you're saying that my audio input is double. I'm going to take a look at that right now. Let's check this out. Welcome to the world. All right, so we've got the desktop audio. Hello.
I don't want to talk to you.
It's okay, you're not. All right, so let's check this out. We've got the desktop audios there. We've got the mic and auxiliary. I sound like a robot. Oh man, that's not good. Yeah, I'm gonna hop on a call. I'm gonna give you a call right now with my 16% battery on WhatsApp. All right, Devon, you're gonna be live on YouTube on this call. Okay.
Desktop capture. See if that works.
Okay, we're testing it now. Any advantage? Any luck?
I mean, I can't be on a call with you and listen to your stream at the same time on my phone.
All right, let me hang up.
Let me try it.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Another intermission. We're gonna solve this. Don't want to sound like a robot. Just look at this mess. Look at this inception of toggles and features. This is my first time using this. This is OBS. Apparently, it's a pretty popular streaming tool. It's used for video captures and uploading to YouTube. It's still a problem. Okay, I just saw that in the chat. I don't know what's going on. Huh. You see, we've got the mic and auxiliary. We've got the audio input capture. Okay. Devon.
Try muting the audio input capture, not the mic, the audio input capture.
Okay, trying that next. Okay, here we go.
When you do that, do you still see your mic levels going up and down?
I do.
For the mic?
Yeah.
Okay, I think that might be it. Let me leave and try again.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like this is that scene in Jurassic Park 1 where you're trying to shut off the switches in the park, but don't want to hit the wrong one or else all the dinosaurs come out and kill you. But let's see if this did the trick. And Brandon, thank you. If you confirm anything, oh, there's still an echo. Okay, wow. Let's see. How do I fix that? We've got the mic and aux, that's on. Desktop audio. I wonder if I don't see this moving. I do see the mic and the aux. Let me see. Properties. Strange. Audio input. Okay, settings. Default. Microphone array. Intel for additional microphones, no. How frustrating. Let's see. Any advantage? I don't know what this does. I could be making a mistake right now. I'm messing around with things that shouldn't be. Stop virtual camera. It sounds a little better. Okay. Tell me if it still sounds better. I hope it does. In the meantime, I'm going to continue and we're going to see. That's a great question, Brandon. Yeah, are changes automatically applied? I think they are, at least in real time from what I can see. Yeah, like in the same way how I increased the decibels here, I think that worked in real time. But still seems like it is giving you some problems potentially. And Devon, yeah, focus on driving. Thanks for that. That is most important right now. Okay, Devon, you're saying it sounds better, which I hope it's universal. Okay, now it just sounds like room echo. Okay, well that's better than Optimus Prime echo. I'll take it. Brandon, I'll wait for your comment too. Take your time in getting back, but if you catch anything suspicious still, let me know. I'll see what I can do. In the meantime, I'm going to continue with the sketch work here. So, shout out to Devon. Welcome, good sir. For those of you who don't know, I think I'm just talking to Brandon right now. I could be wrong, but for any of the other, hopefully many ears listening in onto the stream, Devon is a phenomenal voice actor. His day job is that of a back end. No, I don't want to butcher that. Devon, I don't recall if you're in back end or not. Back end engineering. Jenna's typing. Oh, hey Jenna. Jenna is Devon's lovely wife. Anyway, but yeah, Devon has been supporting Kinix for a very long time. As a matter of fact, we've got a few videos of him and I on the channel, just kind of talking about the most ridiculous, bonkers stuff you can think of, while of course talking about Kinix as well too. That's a little bit of a backstory for him. I'm sure he'll hop back on when he is not driving right now. And we will look out for messages from Jenna, who is currently co-pilot at the moment. I think maybe the mystery will be unsolved. Got it, Brandon. All right, so yeah, back to what I was talking about. I was talking about lore, I think, originally. I was talking about Novo and what they are. Novo is singular and plural, just FYI for anybody wondering. But, due to popular demand, a content video has been requested to explain the races of the world. And as such, I'm preparing for that content video with none other than content itself. And so, this here is a younger variant of a Novo. They come in many different shapes and sizes with many different, speciation-based differences between what features they adopt physically, characteristically, and magically, the list continues. And out of these 3 different species of humans, Novo are one of the 2 that are able to manipulate magic naturally. The other one would be castes, which are the equivalent of mages in this universe. And then finally, that last variant that cannot naturally access magic would be that of men, which are very much similar to what you would expect from your default real-life human. However, with a few differences, thanks to their evolutionary path as well too, namely some differences based on their natural inclination for minor technomancy as well as just overall technological adeptness. And there is one other thing I did not mention. In terms of supernatural abilities, the tribe of men, unlike that of caste and novo, they've got a kind of unique system of power that they're able to access, which is something that I can just kind of like most simply summate as being similar to the Force from Star Wars. But that's a different topic for a different video. I'll talk more about that later. In the meantime, we are really close to getting this guy's profile, this kind of bust, so to speak, done. Now, the thing I do want to do is add a bit more of the thick line additions, the kind of accent marks, so to speak, around the just kind of outer perimeter of the sketch. And I'm kind of getting an itch right now. I'm getting an itch to mess around with this tool. But I feel like it's a little too digital. I want something that feels more traditional. And let's see. Ooh. Yeah, I feel like that one. Okay. Normally when I'm drawing on traditional paper, what I do is outline my sketches with ink marks, with various markers that I use at home to really drive home the pronunciation of just different shapes and kind of visual imprint, so to speak, that each drawing is meant to present secondarily in its conception. And I do that for a reason. Like, number one, it's very, how can I say, standard of, comic style artwork, in particular, my comic style of artwork. It's very standard with regard to a lot of manga artwork as well. But the other kind of hidden secret, at least, that I try to implement in my work, is I like it when every design, every character kind of features something that's almost kind of emblematic about them. And what I mean by that is, if you were to take any given drawing and try to reproduce that into a symbol, if that were to be a logo, if that were to be some form of signage, how would you do it? That's the question I like to ask myself. And in doing so, my most simplistic answer would be with making it into a basic shape. Basic is speculative, I would say. But in this case, I'm talking about just the simple fact that you're making it into a contoured shape at the end of the day, right? If you were to trace this and trace this outline, then you get like this weird, funky kind of shape. Takashi, welcome. And Brandon, I just saw your message about the technomancy comment. Yeah, when was the last time I used that word? Probably around like some D&D related setting, but it might be the same memory that you were talking about back at university too. It's possible. And Takashi, thanks for that. Yeah, I don't see too many people using Sketchbook either now that I think about it. But Sketchbook was definitely kind of one of my favorite sketching tools back in the day, which I've still kind of carried with me when doing a lot of my concept art, character design, whether that was more so with like industrial design or if that was actually with comic artwork in this case. It definitely works well with both. Devon, I just saw your message about doubling the audio volume. Okay, let's see what we can do with that. We've got the mic at 2 decibels. We're gonna bump that up to 4. We're just gonna see what happens. Wait a second. Yeah, we're just gonna bada bing. No, I'm wrong. How did I do it last time? Takashi, because you are new on the stream, I'm going to welcome you into a world of technical difficulties that I've been trying to solve. This is my first stream. I just want to say thank you for your patience, because right now we are having a few oddities with the audio right now, but we're going to fix them. Don't you worry. Devon, I just saw your recommendation about 60, about 6. I'm going to work on that in a second and try 6 decibels. Properties. No. Settings. Audio input. Aha! All right, I'm gonna try it at 5. No, you know what? We're gonna go all the way. We're going to the extreme. We're going to the max, and we're gonna bring it back. So yeah, we've got this at 6 decibels right now. If anybody, Devon. All right, we went all the way. We're at 6. We're at 6. Yeah, for anybody who wants to comment about the audio quality, feel free to say something. If that sounds good, then let me know. But for now, we're going to ride this one out. We're going to cross our fingers and hope for the best. I will look out for your comments. And boy, you take a look at that. That's 6. Okay, all right. Takashi, thanks for the sub. I really do appreciate it. And I've yet to check out your work as well too. I want to hear more about you, your interests, and what you're trying to explore here on the channel, and just overall, like, how's your day? This is a just kick back and chill session. I'm just trying to get to know who's coming in on the stream. We've got some guests here, Devon and Brandon. These two are friends of mine. We both went to university together way back in the day. And by back in the day, I mean starting back in I can't even get my numbers correct, 2010. So right now I think it's just a few of us with some more people to possibly join. All right, so we've got these outlines pretty well marked, I would say, for this kind of, right side of the head here. I kind of want to keep it that way, right? Like, I want to overkill this by putting in too much, but I do want to do something over here with these eyebrows. They're a little too thin for my liking. And so what I'm going to do is kind of tactfully place some shadows around this area. Not like this, like these are like big blobs. We're gonna go back and get rid of those. But instead, what we're going to do is we're going to carve out some detail similar to what was done in this region here. We're just gonna put that on there. This guy's got some fluffy old eyebrows for sure. And that volume needs to also show through in the context of this sketch. And that's exactly what's going to get done. I want this to be a little bit more simplified. I personally didn't like how kind of, not complex, but just detailed, if that's the right word to use, those curves we're getting. I want these shapes to be a little bit more approachable and friendly if someone else is trying to reproduce them. And what's going to happen here, right, is we could either make these kind of follow that same line work pattern that's going on over in this area, which, to be honest, I'm not sure if I want to do just yet. Maybe I will. Or what we can do is get crazy here and try to explore what that looks like with this reductive application of shadows with hatching that's being done over here. To be honest, I'm not sure which one I like most, but that's exactly why I'm about to test out both. All right. Try the same thing for this side over there. Again, basic shapes, basic cuts. Overall, I don't have too many quarrels with that. Devon, is that guy is your emoji seeking eyebrows as well too? He looks like he's inspecting his forehead for some. I feel bad. Yeah, I saw it in his eyes. Yeah, he kind of does look like a thumb. All right, check this out. I think we're in business. I'm going to keep it like that. I think that we're still capturing the lighting the way how we want to, at least the way how I envisioned it. And in a nutshell, I think we've got the basic framework of what we need for. Wait, I lied, guys. I'm sorry. Lying is not good. I lied. Let me correct my trespass. Oh, just like that. We're going to reduce the opacity on that because we don't want him looking like Kid Dracula. We don't want his eyes looking totally, like he's seen too many things. So I'm going to say that about 50% is appropriate. And this is a pretty solid framework, I would say, for what this bust should look like. And with that being said, we're going to group all these layers into an ultimate layer. And we're going to call this, we'll just say Novo bust. And for the record, there's a very extensive history that goes into the origin of species in this world building, and the variation of Novo that we're looking at right here. This is one of the more modern ones. I mean, if we're really talking about like early humans in the context of Kinix, then this particular one is very much in the modern era, so to speak, and those are kind of times that you will learn more about. And by time, sorry, I'm drawing and I can't talk, and my mind's like everywhere. They're in the modern era of Animus's life span, I guess you can say. That's where all the events of Kinix take place, right? So we're talking about the more advanced aspects of society where, let's just say, everything from floating cities and Magia Machina technology, things of that, the fusion of magic and tech is really being employed. That's all kind of taking place in the modern era, and as such, the settings of the world reflect that. And so you'll see the clothing and the appearance and kind of all of that also reflect that as well too, conversely, just like this guy's clothing. It's very modern, I guess you can say. I don't know what to call it exactly. It's modern. The last touch I'm putting on right now would be the cloth detail for his head wrap. All right, let's try a little bit more of that. Devon, did you play Final Fantasy Remake Part 2? Sorry, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2?
When are you going to be?
Let me see. Probably in... Guys, I'm talking in the background. Let's see. In like 30 minutes. Yeah. It's a big game. Oh man. It looked like it. I might have jumped ahead and jumped to some spoilers again. I'm sorry. That's not what I wanted. That was a mistake. For those of you who don't know, I accidentally put these shadows on a pre-existing layer with different shadows on it, where in fact I wanted to put them on their own for this reason. Okay. Boom. Nova bust. Done. Kind of. Not quite. Yeah, no, that's a bit. It's a bit better. It's a bit better. Okay. Take a look at that. And there we have our final result for this guy here. Let's make sure we don't lose any quality. I think that looks good. Yeah, guys, I've got about 30 minutes, I would say, left on this stream before I need to go grab dinner. Because in my time zone, it is dinner time. It's 8. Is it? No, guys, I'm bugging. My bad. It is almost 8 o'clock. It's 7:55 presently. 7:55. So not bugging too much. Just tiny bit. Okay, what I'm looking for right now, yep, trying to drill down to this one area where I did the initial sketch of the cranium. We can keep some of those details, but what I really want to get rid of in this case is, wait, whoa, what happened here? Why is this so big? What did I do? Gotcha, Brandon. I'm actually enjoying the emotes. I haven't seen such agony, I think, in some of these expressions. It's something. It's something new. So I'm gonna try something. Ooh, yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, I'm a fan of thicker lines, so what I'm gonna do, yes, I will accept. I'm going to casually erase the areas that I don't need for this. This will just kind of save me some time for kind of getting these things contrasting the way I want to. Dude, I don't know what echo you heard, but I hope it was that echo. Dude, did it send you back in time? I hope so. And I'm sorry, also. So yeah, what's going on here is, like I said, just trying to amp up the contrast a little bit, using kind of a shortcut, so to speak. I felt this danger too, Devon. Every time I hear that sound, part of me, my soul gets shaken a little bit. Dude, Brandon, I am so sorry. Wake up, everyone. Yeah, it was not intentional. It was not intentional. I have to use this audio responsibly. I think the 6 decibels are really getting their money's worth right now. Okay, and yeah, this guy's done. Just gonna pop a squat right there. Fantastic. Okay. So I am debating right now, seeing as we've only got a few minutes left, I can start working on the next bust, but I don't know. I don't know if I should. What do you guys think? I've got 2 more species to draw. I need this content ready before, like, I don't know, Sunday, I would say. Try and get the next video upload ready by then. And thanks, Vanya. We definitely can. I think we'll have plenty of time to do that. And yeah, you're asking me. I'm asking myself. Who's next? I'm feeling cast right now. I'm kind of feeling cast. Guys, for those of you who don't know, as I was talking about with regard to the different species of human, casts are one of the first species of human that were created. I say created because the world of Animus was created by divine entities, and as such, casts were given the ability, they were blessed with the ability to have the strongest affinity for magic. And so these guys are a very interesting race, but definitely a fun race, I think, to draw. So the real question now is, what type of position do I want to draw this person in? And as I said before, casts, they're kind of like the D&D equivalent of your mage. And so in this design, I don't want to create kind of like that typical, oh, I wear a pointy hat and therefore I use magic sort of design. This is a little different. Casts come in many shapes and sizes. Very human, and when I say human in this case, I'm talking about in the real world sense, but very human presenting. But you will see some differences. Oftentimes, casts will adorn themselves in various tattoos to better enhance their magic channeling abilities. And so, let's see, checking the messages really quickly, looking down other lower races. Okay, interesting, yeah. Casts are very proud race, and so therefore a cast could very much hold their head held high. Hold their head held? I'm not going to question that. Anyway, but yeah, this particular angle in which I'll draw this bust will be a little different, but probably from more of a bottom to top type of view. And Brandon, yeah, thanks for that. I will definitely give it a check as soon as we wrap this up, which should be in the next 15. You guys have been great for coming to hang out. Super happy about that. There will be a lot more of these in the future with better, more impressive, amazing presentation. Just techniques applied to them. I can't think when I'm drawing. But yeah, less technical difficulties. So let's see, we have this. Let's start mapping out these features. I think at the beginning, parts of my sketches always kind of appear in the weirdest ways, perhaps, but it's all part of the perspective game that goes into character design and face drawing. This part's always very rough and very experimental with kind of capturing the, I guess you could say the positioning of where everything should be. And the good news about this is currently I don't like the size of the head. I want this to be a little bit bigger, at least similar in scale to our no.1 friend to the right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to enlarge this. And in doing so, if you look very carefully, you probably won't notice, but I'm going to lose some detail quality in the sketch work. However, because this is the base sketch, it's not going to matter as much because we're going to put more details on top of this that are much more representative of the actual contour work of what we want to draw. You're going to see some perspective changes and some things like the ears, things of that nature. Not anything that's super huge, but because the camera or the perspective is where it is, some features further away from it are going to appear slightly smaller than they would at different angles. I think I want to make this one a female. We have a male already, and so this will be a woman. Before we do anything else, let's fix that moon face. We're going to give some contour work done to this new drawing. Again, very rough, expressive marks just to capture the framework of how things should be built. And we've got that. How's everybody looking in the stream? Add some more details around the eyes. We're going to actually carve out what the proportion should be. And realistically, they're going to be a little bit bigger, at least in this case for my drawing style. I'll make them just a little bit more expressive here. I'd say that feels appropriate. And right now, like these are wide open, and so when we start adding things like eyelids, eyelashes, they won't appear as how can I say, deer in headlights-esque. And same thing that's going on here, just rough, kind of sketches with regard to where things need to be on the facial landscape here. Oops, not what I want to do. Let's try that again. Ooh, also not what I want to do. That's what I want to do. Put those on their own layer, just like this. That's appropriate. Now, in terms of the nose, this one can be a little bit shorter than the previous. Maybe a little bit. I'm not sure if I want to be round exactly. I don't think. There's something wrong with round. I just don't know if I want that to be the case. I think I will balance it between round and sharp, if that makes any sense. Anyway, I know what I've got in my mind. We're going to go with that. Now, as far as for placement of the lips, this is the appropriate area that they need to be. However, let's see something. Do that. In case you guys are wondering why I just rotated my screen, I'm right-handed. And what that means is that it's easier to make certain shapes at certain drawing angles. And so the drawing angle that I just shifted this to is a little bit easier to make a certain shape. And these are very rough, by the way, these lips, this placeholder. Normally what I'm more interested in doing is carving out where the mouth starts and then where it ends. So I think that this is probably a good spot. And then from here, minimize that some more in opacity. Add those details potentially here. Potentially. But is it necessary? It's not necessary. No. It's going to be a tricky one, guys. I don't know if I want her to look or to be young or be older. We've already got somebody who's a bit younger over here to the right. So I think I might take this one back to the drawing board right here. This one might get taken back to the shop. What I'm probably going to do is keep the perspective that we have, but I'm going to probably up the age a little bit more. Right now, the profile and the features kind of seem to capture somebody who's a bit more around the age of maybe like 14, 15. And in actuality, I kind of want this person with like maybe they're in their 20s. So that's what I'll do. I'll come back to that. I think for now, I'm going to wrap up this live stream. So for everybody who's come, I just want to say thank you. There's going to be a lot more content to come. And stay on the lookout for this next video that I'm going to make. I'm actually going to go into a bit of a deep dive with regard to the human species that populate the world of Animus. But anyway, that being said, I will see you guys soon. And yeah, we'll catch up. Cheers.